In today's episode, we are going to talk about the untold story of Noah's Ark. We will discover the shocking truth behind the covenant that God made with Noah after the flood. But before we start, make sure to subscribe so you won't miss any of our future videos. Let's dive into the depths of this incredible story. God created the world and everything in it, including man. He placed them in the Garden of Eden to live in harmony with all living things. But sadly, humans disobeyed God's one simple command not to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. As a result, sin entered the world, corrupting humanity. Despite this, God remained faithful to his promise to multiply mankind and fill the earth. Over time, people's wickedness grew worse and their violent behavior disturbed God. Looking at humanity, he saw that it was truly bad. And unfortunately, there were many people who were extremely wicked, doing evil day after day. God had hoped that humans would turn away from their evil ways, but this never happened. They just kept getting worse. When God saw that the earth was filled with violence and corruption, he felt deep sorrow. This made him very sad because he had given humans another chance to turn away from their evil ways, but they didn't take it. Then God asked himself, I have decided to destroy all living beings, all whom I have made, both the people and the animals and birds and livestock. I regret making mankind, but I will wipe out humanity along with all other life that I have made. Wipe off the earth. This was how God spoke. However, someone righteous caught God's attention. His name was Noah. God found him blameless among the people of his time, a person who lived a life pleasing to God and stayed away from evil. Noah was different from everyone else. Then God said to Noah, You have pleased me. I will save you and your family and all the creatures with you in the ship. And I will preserve you and them from the destruction that will come upon the earth. I will establish my covenant with you, and you will become the father of many nations. As for the earth, I will lay waste. For all living beings under the canopy of heaven, I have determined to destroy them. For it is said that they are corrupt, and the earth is filled with violence because of them. And now I am going to destroy them, along with the earth. This is what God told Noah. So build yourself a boat out of cypress wood. Make it watertight. Coat it with pitch inside and out. It will be a boat made of cypress wood. This is what God instructed Noah. Then he told him how big it should be, its length, width, and height, and how to build the roof. Additionally, God gave instructions for windows, doors, and a special place for the animals. It was a detailed plan for building an amazing boat. After explaining everything, God told Noah, Here is how you are to do it. You and your sons with you and your wife and your sons' wives must go into the ark. You should bring in with you a pair of every kind of bird, every kind of animal, and every kind of creature that moves along the ground. You are to bring them into the ark to keep them safe. And then the floodwaters will completely destroy everything that lives on earth. This is what God instructed. After finishing the boat, Noah went inside along with his sons, his wife, and his sons' wives. God told Noah to bring in pairs of all kinds of animals, clean and unclean, birds, reptiles, and livestock. Then suddenly, the Lord shut the door. This is what happened. During the 40 days of rain, the heavens were open, there was pouring rain, and the rain continued for 40 days and 40 nights. On that day, all the fountains of the great deep burst forth, and the rain poured down on the earth. The rain continued for 150 days. Meanwhile, Noah and all the animals were safe inside the large boat, which God had built and had brought them into. Then the water began to recede from the earth. After 5 months, the boat landed on the mountains of Ararat. Then Noah sent out a raven, and after it flew around, he sent out a dove to see if the water had receded from the earth. However, the dove couldn't find any dry land and returned to him. Again, Noah waited another 7 days and sent out the dove again. This time it returned with an olive leaf plucked off, which indicated that the earth was starting to dry. Then Noah waited another 7 days, sent the dove out again, and since it didn't return, he knew that the water had receded from the earth. Finally, Noah came out of the boat with his wife, his sons and their wives. When he looked around, he saw that the earth was totally destroyed by the water. Then God spoke to Noah, saying, Come out of the boat, you and your wife and your sons wives with you. Bring out with you every kind of living thing that moves and every kind of animal, birds, livestock, everything that lives on earth. Let them breed and increase on the earth and be fruitful and multiply on earth. This is what God told him, and Noah did just as God commanded. Then God spoke to Noah and his sons and said, While the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, winter and summer, day and night, I will establish my laws in the fixed order of heaven. I am establishing these signs in the heavens and on the earth, the moon to govern the seasons, the stars to govern the night, the sun and moon to govern day and night. These will be the signs for the fixed order of heaven that I have established forever. These are the signs of the times that I have set in the heavens and on the earth, the fixed order of day and night, the seasons, the new moon, and the Sabbath. This is what God said to Noah. This is where our journey through the story of Noah comes to an end. But before we part ways, remember to stay connected with us by subscribing. By doing so, you'll be among the first to receive notifications of our latest videos. Also, feel free to leave any comments or questions you may have. Your engagement means a lot to us and helps spread our message to more people. Thank you for joining us on this episode, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Until then, take care. Now let's move on to the next video. What does the rainbow symbolize? Why does it appear after the rain? What is its meaning? The rainbow has captured the wonder and curiosity of humans throughout history. Its vibrant colors arching across the sky serve as a reminder of both beauty and resilience. But beyond its aesthetic appeal, the rainbow holds a deeper significance. Ancient cultures saw it as a bridge between earth and the heavens, a symbol of hope in times of darkness. However, it is in the Christian faith that the rainbow truly takes on a profound meaning. Genesis 9:12-17 tells the story of the Great Flood, a catastrophic event that almost wiped out all life on earth. Amidst the devastation, God made a covenant with Noah and all living creatures, promising never to destroy the earth again by flood. As a token of this eternal pact, God placed a rainbow in the sky, symbolizing God's faithfulness and the security of his promise. This event marked a significant shift in the relationship between God and humanity. It signified a new beginning, a fresh start after the chaos and destruction of the flood. For Christians, the rainbow serves as a constant reminder of God's mercy, forgiveness, and commitment to his creation. It is a visual representation of his faithfulness, assuring believers that he will always keep his promises. In times of trouble or uncertainty, the appearance of a rainbow can bring comfort and hope, reminding us that even after the darkest storms, beauty and renewal can emerge. The rainbow also symbolizes God's love and acceptance. Its presence after the flood signifies the restoration of the relationship between God and humanity. It serves as a reminder that no matter how far we stray, God's love and forgiveness are always available to us. The rainbow thus becomes a symbol of reconciliation and the promise of a brighter future. In addition to its theological meaning, the rainbow also holds ecological significance. It serves as a reminder of the importance of preserving and caring for the natural world. The story of the flood and the subsequent covenant reminds us of the fragility of the ecosystem and the need for stewardship. The rainbow thus encourages us to protect the environment and to live in harmony with all living creatures. Overall, the rainbow holds profound meaning and significance in the Christian faith. It is a reminder of God's faithfulness, mercy, love, and acceptance. It also carries ecological significance, reminding us of the importance of preserving and caring for the natural world. The rainbow thus serves as a constant source of hope, comfort, and inspiration for Christians around the world. We have already discussed how God made a covenant with Noah and all living things after the flood, promising never to destroy the earth again by flood. But some might wonder, was this really necessary? After all, wasn't the flood enough to teach humans a lesson? Well, think again. The flood may have been devastating, but humans seem to forget lessons pretty quickly. Even Noah, despite being considered righteous, had his own struggles with remembering. Do you remember the dove that Noah sent out after the flood? Initially, it returned with an olive leaf, signifying that dry land was emerging, but then when Noah didn't send it out again, it never came back. This taught him that the water had receded and it was time to move on. But wouldn't it be better if Noah had known this without having to wait for the dove? Shouldn't we all strive to improve our ability to perceive God's guidance and understand his intentions? The covenant and the rainbow are a tangible reminder of God's faithfulness. They serve as a visual aid to help us remember the promises he has made. Just as the rainbow appears in the sky after the rain, God's promises remain steadfast and reliable. They offer us peace and reassurance during difficult times. We know that God keeps his promises, even when we may not fully understand his plans. The covenant and the rainbow also remind us of our responsibility to fulfill our part of the agreement. God has made his part clear, but what are we to do? Just as the rainbow symbolizes God's faithfulness, we too are called to be faithful in our relationship with him. It calls us to live lives that reflect our understanding of his promises and teachings. Let's sum up the main points. The rainbow is a reminder of God's faithfulness to his covenant with Noah and all living things. It signifies the restoration of humanity as relationship with God after the flood, and serves as a promise that, God will never again destroy the earth by flood. The rainbow also represents God's mercy, forgiveness and love for humanity, as well as the renewal and beauty that can emerge after periods of destruction and suffering. It encourages believers to trust in God's promises and to live lives that reflect their understanding of His covenant. Furthermore, the rainbow reminds us of our responsibility to care for the environment and to live in harmony with all living creatures. By preserving and protecting the natural world, we honor God's creation and fulfill our role as stewards of the earth. Finally, the rainbow is a source of hope, comfort, and inspiration for Christians worldwide. It serves as a tangible reminder of God's presence and His commitment to His creation. Whenever we see a rainbow, we are reminded of the faithfulness, mercy, and love of God, and we are called to live lives that are pleasing to Him. Now we want to hear from you. What do you think is the most important lesson we can learn from the story of the rainbow and the covenant with Noah? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our future videos. Thanks for watching. Take care and see you next time.